We know that there's a suicide epidemic in First Nation communities all across this country. There's suicide issues in communities that I represent in the Grand Council Treaty 3 area. There's suicide problems in Alberta. I knew when I was a prosecutor there, the communities. I know that the Anishinaabe Nation, who I'm well familiar with, because a lot of their people come to Thunder Bay, and I'm familiar with their leadership, have an issue and have declared a state of emergency. But it's over the last 10 years they've declared a lot of states of emergency over the suicide crisis. I'm not saying this isn't an issue that we should immediately discuss. But I don't think there's harm in putting it off a little bit to make sure we're inclusive of all the communities that are facing this crisis in Canada. That's just my addition. I would look at the people that we should invite here, because the issues that they face are similar right across this country. And a lot of it has to do with what's the relationship between the federal government and First Nation communities. So okay. I wouldn't want to restrict it, is what I'm saying, to just these communities.
Sure. I didn't hear you, Charlie. Sorry. Yeah. Mike, please. Yeah.
Actually, I was going to say, I'd like to hear what Charlie has to say before I comment, if that's okay, and then I'll go after Charlie instead. Is it, you all right with that, Charlie?
Certainly. Well, Don's right. There have been a lot of states of emergency. I can't count how many states of emergency I've seen, and nobody's done diddly squat. That's the reality. Yeah, so they declare states of emergency, and they just wait till people give up. I brought a motion about the suicide crisis, and I was told, well, we can do that later. And, you know, we're doing lessons 101, and that's good. But people are dying. So a state of emergency is declared, and we're going to say, well, there's emergencies everywhere. That could be the vote of this committee. I didn't bring it to the planning and priorities because I said I have a family emergency I have to be at on Thursday. I can't be there. But when you have a state of emergency declared and nothing's done, it sends a real message across the country. I think this meeting will open the door to the bigger discussion that's affecting the death rates. But we've had 600 plus kids in one part of my riding attempt to kill themselves since 2009. If that doesn't mean that we should be meeting on this, frick, I don't know what it would be. So this isn't to exclude anything else, but a state of emergency was declared and they're asking for national leadership. So this is an opportunity. So I put it to a vote.
Mike, yeah.
I completely agree with where Charlie's coming from on this. This is a state of emergency. I think that we can still, there's no reason that we can't take this specific state of emergency and deal with it in and of itself, and still at the same time deal with the suicide crisis that exists in all